Srivastava is saying, look at the shining record of the Aam Aadmi Party. They've always fulfilled every promise that they've made. And it's your bureaucrats who are not allowing the Aam Aadmi Party government in the national capital to function.
Swati, the shine from the shining record of Aam Aadmi Party is so bright that I can't really see it. It's invisible for me. Forget everything else. The 1,000 rupees that they promised, there's an Aam Aadmi Party government in Punjab also in our country. They promised the same in 2022. It's a full state. No approval from anybody else. No blame from, that they can levy on anybody else. Nothing is required. Why are they not giving the money? They did it. They made a pre-poll promise of 1,000 rupees. Why can't they do it? 10 years government in Delhi. Why couldn't you do it? We are not against you giving 1,000 rupees. You do it, but our point is that you are misleading the people of this country. Our point is you are misleading the women of Delhi. You are cheating with them, and then on that basis you are trying to win an election which is not according to the democratic principles of this country.
Okay.
That is the problem, number one. Number two, now Vivek ji can think that all promises are fulfilled, everything that they think, they deliver. Why was Yamuna not delivered?
Okay.
The people of Delhi could not get clean water. The people of Delhi do not have a new mode of transport. The people of Delhi do not have a clean air. People of Delhi are unable to...
Okay, Sanjay Jha is smiling. Sanjay Jha is smiling. Sanjay Jha, while BJP says that there are a lot of promises that have not been fulfilled, on top of everything, you have this AI-generated video that projects Mr. Arvind Kejriwal as Santa Claus, who's giving these freebies. I won't call them freebies on Christmas Day. I'll call them gifts, distributing these gifts to the people of the national capital. And when that does not work, when that is challenged by your own department, you come up with this theory saying, see, the ED and the CBI are now going to arrest our leaders.
Swati, I just want to make two short points. Number one, I was very amused when the BJP spokesperson talked about the shine part, because the one party that understood that the people can see through the gloss was the people of India in 2004, when the BJP's India Shining campaign, which was a fraudulent campaign built on a lot of statistical gobbledygook, fell flat on their face. But as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, let me make one point very clear. And I have been critical of the Aam Aadmi Party in the past, but there can be no denying that there was a brazen persecution of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders by the BJP. And I think the Supreme Court verdicts in all the cases of the ED or the CBI arrest had to send out a cautionary advice saying that you cannot do what you did, you cannot keep people in jail and have no evidence and no trial. And Swati, I just want to put one thing on the public domain. You go back to that famous case where the gentleman from Hyderabad who turned an approver, blamed Arvind Kejriwal, but gave a lot of cash to the BJP in electoral bonds.
Okay.
So I think we've seen a lot of dirty, seedy and vulgar politics.
Swati, please let me respond to that.
When you talk about comments on the CBI, one will have to also talk about how CBI was called a caged parrot. One will also have to remind how governments make promises, and then, when they're not able to fulfill those promises, those guarantees, they start diverting funds from other departments, as is the allegation that the Karnataka government is facing. Abhijit Iyer Mitra wanted to come in earlier. Go ahead.
The entire conversation on economics has only given you proof why we're still a third world country. All this nonsense about women getting free buses and how it is better for them in Haryana. Remember, it is the slightly higher income ones that take a metro train from Huda city center to town to work that end up paying the price for all of this. All of this gets taxed in indirect taxes. Please don't think the government isn't charging you for it. It gets spread over like what happened with your popcorn right now. You'll pay for it in popcorn. You'll pay for it in metro taxes. You'll pay for it in inflation, which will wipe out your entire so-called subsidy under 2,000 rupees, 1,000 rupees, whatever it is. This is exactly the kind of circular logic which every government in India unfortunately applies, and that is why we will always remain a third world country.
I really appreciate how, everyone else is justifying the stand of their political party.
Just 1 second, Swati.
But you're speaking for the people. Yes.
And just 1 second, Swati. And it is best if communists don't talk about economics, because there is no communist country in existence that has not faced famines, gone bankrupt. China is today looking at a complete bankruptcy of its train sector. its
You can keep
construction
on being
sector,
jealous of China,
its
I don't
banking
know.
sector. Literally every single performing sector is on the
frustration
verge
is
of
not
bankruptcy
good,
out
Abhijit.
there.
You are
It is being
frustrated,
kept
you know.
afloat entirely by artificial manipulation. So let's be
it is
very
still-
clear
it
about
is
this.
still a
When we
superpower,
start
you have
taking
to
communists
acknowledge it.
seriously on economics, you're going to go down the drain very quickly.
And you're
Respond.
still trading with
Now
China.
respond, Vivek ji.
You're still trading with China. And let me tell you, Abhijit, let me tell you the economics now. Since you have not worked at the ground level in the JJ
You know the
colonies and
difference
with the
between
poor
trade
people and
and
the left
economics,
does.
Vivek?
मैं economics बताता
know
हूँ,
the
sir.
difference
सुनिए,
between trade and economics?
Metro ride. You talked of
You
metro
know the
ride.
difference between trade and economics?
No, listen. We have written to the metro also, DMRC, and let me tell you, they are charging 60 rupees. We protested when the metro fare was hiked, and labor class people are unable to travel. If you are paying 60 rupees one way, 60 rupees another way, it is 120 rupees. You multiply it by 25 working days, and poor ladies who are housemaids, who are working on very menial jobs. They don't travel by metros. They travel by simple buses. And if these buses are free,
No,
unke
you
ghar
are
mein
pretty much on the
1000
same page because
rupees
that's what
bachta
he's
hai.
saying. He's saying there are no free rides. You are being
Exactly what I said.
taxed.
It's a
You're also
slightly
being
higher
taxed.
income bracket that pays the price for it in metro fare.
Yes.
And the
No,
same
let
economic
Mr.
slot
Adani
pays.
Okay. One second. Let's come back to the issue at hand. Ishkaran Bhandari.
Don't know economics.
Ishkaran Bhandari, the Aam Aadmi Party would very quickly remind you, irrespective of the conversation that you're having on economics and irrespective of the allegations of them not fulfilling their promise, they'll quickly cite their election record. They'll say people have been choosing us.
See, no, Delhi is a paradox. We have seen the election record in 2014, 19 and 24 also, where everybody gets wiped out and BJP sweeps the board. And it's equally true that in assembly elections, Aam Aadmi Party does well. But we are talking about delivery of promises. In 10 years, the quality of air in Delhi, when you were not in Punjab, you could blame Punjab. Today, why for 10 years the capital we cannot breathe clean air or Yamuna water, no matter what excuses we make, or the traffic jams. How many new highways have been built? Sorry, how many new bridges have been built? Flyovers have been built. What is the data on that to decongest the traffic? What is the record on air? What is the record on water? That is all clear. So when we come into delivery of promises, and I'm not even going into what sheesh mahal you make or security you take. I am talking about basic right to air and water. Delhi 10 years ago was still slightly better than what is happening in Delhi today, and that to me is an epic failure.
Respond,
Election
Anjali.
result, Lok Sabha is different, Assembly is different. I don't
Okay.
know what will happen.
Please,
but
okay.
air and water is very clear.
Swati,
Okay, Anjali, respond, please.
yeah.